Alright, so hi guys, a very warm welcome everyone joining us here at BYJU'S Exam Prep. स्वागत है आप सबका. Welcome everyone. A very good afternoon, all of you joining us live. Today's session is of course, single most important session that every law aspirant must watch. काफी मेहनत की गई है दोस्तों इस सेशन के ऊपर, तो जरूर देखिएगा and make sure you have your pen and paper ready as to note down all the important topics month wise we'll be discussing here in this session. How will we this session pan out? So let me share this. We'll start from the month that is May 2022 and we'll cover till August 2021. Important issues, important topics, some important appointments, all of those we'll be covering here in this session. So lots of things to cover. This is a marathon. So till the time we basically do not complete August 2021 to May 2022, this session will keep on going. Welcome everyone. A very good evening all of you. Yes, this session is for every law aspirant preparing for CLAT, irrespective of the year also, because obviously the months that we are covering include May, April, March, and so on and so forth as well, right? So I can see lots of you are watching. We are touching close to 100 people watching us live right now. Well done. So make sure all of you watching us live quickly hit the like button. You all know once you hit the like button, basically this video will reach out to all the students who will definitely benefit out of this. क्या बात है दोस्तों? I can see 100. We've touched the 100 mark. So many congratulations. Century हो चुकी है हमारी. बहुत बहुत स्वागत आप सबका. Welcome everyone. All right, let's go. Let's start this session. We will start off with the month of May, right? So May 2022. Events that are to be covered, important news. Here we go. Let's start May 2022. Here we go. So the first one, guys, I'm sure all of you were aware. In your notes you must have mentioned that Justice Pinaki Chandra Ghosh was the Lokpal chairperson. Please alter it, please change it, right? Because this has been changed in the month of May. Now Justice Pradeep Mohanty is being added or given the charge of Lokpal chairperson. So फटाफट से quickly share this, write this in your notes. फटाफट से. Done? Done? लिख लिया? Very good. All of you, yes. So now Pradeep Mohanty will be given the charge of Lokpal chairperson. Earlier this was with Justice Pinaki Ghosh. Now it is Pradeep Mohanty. How many more members are there in Lokpal? There are 6 members. So two things to write here. Number 1 is this. Number 2, the number of members. Right? Alright. So these two are to be written. Done? Right? Yes. So May current affairs, lots of you were thinking, sir, when will we cover? So here we go, right? Second, Rajiv Kumar has been appointed as the next Chief Election Commissioner. You know how important this news is. So many, important elections were conducted last year. Even now, right? Election Commission has been in news in this year as well, right? So very important. This is Rajiv Kumar has been appointed as the next Chief Election Commissioner. He took charge this 15th May, so just 30 days from now. You can definitely write this down as well. Right? All right. Yes, done. All right. Let's go next. Supreme Court recognizes sex work as a profession. Now, this is very important for all law students. Now, this is basically a legal current affair, very important for us. Can be asked in both the sections, right? Legal current affair, right? Very important one at that, right? So what is this all about? You can see Supreme Court has passed an order saying that the people who are working as as a sex worker, even they have equal protection in the eyes of law, and they should be given equal treatment as to all the other citizens, right? They have a right to live with dignity under all the laws of the nation, right? This is what has been shared, right? All right. So here you can see, there was a news article which actually made a sensation, right? When Supreme Court basically came out with the same, you can see lots of, observations Supreme Court shared here, and it was definitely, something which was appreciated by the world, right? Because this is you can say ruling which is first of its kind if we talk about India. Now, sex workers who are sexually assaulted must be provided every facility which includes immediate legal and medical care. Now, this was a big problem initially. This was something which was not there, right? Yes, absolutely. Well said, Taha. Gangubai's dream, yes, comes true. Absolutely. There is a saying, sir. Looks like this session is enough for CLAT. It's one of the most important sessions, is all I'll say. Right now, the court also instructed the police officials, the cops, as to not discriminate against sex workers. Now, if a sex worker goes to a police station, how will she or he be treated? Right? So basically, keeping all these things in mind, sex workers can lodge a complaint against sexual offenses against the workers, right? So this is what basically the police has to do as per Supreme Court's order. Supreme Court has said that the police officials should not discriminate even if a sex worker comes and files for a complaint against sexual offenses. Supreme Court recognizes rights of a child of a sex worker as well. Look at this, guys. The children of a sex worker must not be separated. Earlier they were from their mother merely on the basis of the profession. Earlier they were said that the child were actually, it was you can say, it was believed that if there is a child of a sex worker, that child is trafficked. That child is trafficked, but that is not something which now the Supreme Court has said that is not something which is to be believed, right? ऐसा नहीं है. The child of the sex worker should get all the rights, and also they should not be forcefully separated from their mother. Next, Supreme Court also ordered that the sex workers must be issued with Aadhaar cards as well. You cannot deny them this as well, right? So quickly write down all this that we have discussed. This case, yes, very good. Buddhev Karmakar versus State of West Bengal. Well done, Taha. Well done, everyone. Good job. All right, let's go. Very happy to see, we have already touched 100 plus likes here in this session. Well done. All right. Next, very important one again, guys, coming from the month of, May itself. Delhi High Court has scrapped the door-to-door ration delivery scheme. Very interesting this was, guys. What happened that the Delhi government basically came up with a scheme known as the Mukhyamantri Ghar Ghar Ration Yojana. You can see here at the top, Mukhyamantri Ghar Ghar Ration Yojana. But the scheme was opposed by Delhi's Lieutenant Governor back in the time. You all know that the Lieutenant Governor comes under central government, and there's a clash going on between central government and the state government of Delhi. So basically, Mukhyamantri Ghar Ghar Ration Yojana was basically a scheme where basically people would get rations delivered to their homes. Now, the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi basically objected to this and said that you are doing nothing different. All you are doing is you are basically, shifting the burden from one person to the other. Basically, the provider who was providing earlier, now it's some other provider, and that is all the difference that you are making. Plus, you should not use the term Mukhyamantri. This was also an objection by the central government as well as the LG. Right, both of them said that do not use the word Mukhyamantri because this is the ration that is provided by the central government. This is not procured by Delhi government. So why are you using the term Mukhyamantri? So Delhi High Court, basically this case went to the High Court of Delhi. The Delhi High Court finally ruled that the Delhi government can offer delivery of food grains at doorstep only if they procure the grains themselves. Otherwise, they cannot say ये मुख्यमंत्री की scheme है or this is the scheme of the chief minister. right? So this is how things are, right? So Delhi High Court has basically scrapped the door-to-door ration delivery scheme of the Delhi government. All right, yes. So you all know the tussle that is going on between the Chief Minister of Delhi, that is Arvind Kejriwal, and the Prime Minister of India as well. So this is also something to be aware of. All right, next, we all know how important sedition is. We've conducted a dedicated session on sedition as well. You all have attended the same, I'm sure. If not, go check it out. It is available on the BYJU'S Exam Prep YouTube channel, right? If you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe as well so that you don't miss out on such videos. Anyways, so Supreme Court on sedition law. Recently, Supreme Court has examined the validity of sedition law. Sedition law was basically prevalent in the colonial era. It was basically an act passed by the British Parliament to make sure that the voice of Indians should be suppressed. Voice of Indians should be suppressed, but this now there are lots of allegations that the current government or other bodies basically are misusing the sedition law, and people are basically being found guilty of sedition over petty issues. So this is what basically the issue is regarding sedition, and this reached the Supreme Court. What has Supreme Court said recently? Supreme Court has recognized that there is a increase in number of cases related to sedition, right? So you can see Supreme Court in its order has said that it will not be appropriate to continue the usage of sedition law by governments till the complete re-examination is done. Re-examination as in whether or not sedition is needed. I am sure all of you would be of the opinion as well that sedition law is actually not required in our country. So I am sure we have discussed this before as well, right? So sedition law basically gives absolute power to the government, which is detrimental for our freedom of speech as well, right? This is the observation made by the councils. Anyways, the court said that it expects no new FIRs. Now listen to this very important one. Now the Supreme Court has not given any judgment as of now, but said it expects, right? So it expects no new FIRs filed for sedition. It is not a law, not a judgment, so you cannot consider it as a binding thing. But Supreme Court has expressed its desire, right, that no new FIR should be filed for sedition. Also, the court also said that all the cases already pending trial will be kept on hold. Whatever cases are prevalent right now, there were charges of sedition against comedians like Kunal Kamra as well. All those cases will still be kept on trial. They'll still be on pending. They'll not be heard anytime sooner, right? So this has to be understood, right? If any derogative statement till and unless creates violence will not be deemed. Yes, violence is violence is absolutely essential for sedition, but then again there are lots of definitions. But yes, as per Indian law, yes, it's not scrapped. Sedition law is not scrapped as of now. Absolutely correct. All right, next, here we go, is a UIDAI on using Aadhaar data in crime investigations. Now share this with me. If basically we find that there is a murder, right, and there is basically a murder weapon is found. Murder weapon, let's say, is a knife, and there are fingerprints on knife. Can we use the Aadhaar data? We all know we have basically finger marks, fingerprints, basically which we have used for Aadhaar, right? So can we use that fingerprints to make sure that to detect any crime? What would you basically say? I am sure every person, including you, including me, all of us will agree. We'll all say that yes, it should be used, right? Because the idea is to basically nab the criminals and use the data for just purposes. But you can see here the Supreme Court basically or rather sorry, the Delhi High Court is of the different opinion. Delhi High Court basically, what did it say? You can see here Delhi High Court basically asked can you share the same? The Unique Identification Authority of India, which is responsible for the Aadhaar card, has told the Delhi High Court that fingerprints found at a crime scene cannot be matched against the Aadhaar database to identify criminals. As per a section mentioned in the Aadhaar Act, this cannot be used. Now, some of you are yes, saying yes, some of you are saying no. Let me, shed some more light here. According to UIDAI, using fingerprints to identify criminals is against the Aadhaar Act of 2016. Section 29 of the Aadhaar Act says what? That no core biometric information collected from the Act shall be shared with anyone for any reason. Otherwise, so that was the biggest issue, right? That our data is not safe. It can be given to any XYZ organization. If we share the data with, the government officials or, the crime bureaus, what will happen? Just imagine what will happen if we share the data. This data will definitely be used, right? Some other, people who are hungry of this data will definitely, try to, get some hands on this data, buy it off or do whatever means is required to get a hand on this data because, of course, obvious reasons, right? So, collected under this act, no such biometric information can be shared. So this is what the section 29 of the Aadhaar Act states. So please write the section as well, because can be asked, must know for all purposes. Section 29 of the Aadhaar Act 2016. ठीक है जी? चलिए. All right. Now let's discuss some important affairs from the month of April. We've already discussed the important current affairs for the month of May 2022. Now let's target April 2022. All right, here we go. Now, Ecuador becomes the first country to give legal rights to wild animals. Now, Ecuador, a South American country, it becomes the first in the world to give legal rights to wild animals. Why? Because a woolly, monkey basically named Astrolita basically was adopted by a woman in Ecuador. She basically was with her for 18 years. After 18 years, the officers, the wildlife protectors, they got to know about the same, and they basically took Astrolita out of the, you can say, possession of of the lady basically. When this happened, the monkey basically could not bear the sight of it, passed away, had an heart attack, fearing, that this should not be an instance where the entire world gets behind, animals should be given this right and all this. Ecuador was absolutely clear about what it wanted. It said that the animals which are in wild they actually have a right to stay in wild. उनको वाइल्ड में रहने का ही हक है. You cannot basically scrap off their rights and just bring them home in your habitat where you are basically domesticating them, wherein they are basically not meant to be domesticated, right? So this has to be understood, right? So Ecuador becomes the first country which has given the legal rights to wild animals. Next, here we go. You can see Weapons of Mass Destruction Amendment Bill was passed by the lower house of the parliament. Lok Sabha passed the Weapons of Mass Destruction and Their Delivery System Amendment Bill 2022. The bill has been passed to amend the Weapons of Mass Destruction and the Delivery Systems Act 2005. Now, this bill basically, you all know mass destruction. Why are we talking about this? We all are aware, right? The current threats that are looming around the globe, especially with the fight that is going on between Ukraine and Russia, the growing tension between India and China, India and Pakistan. This is something which is worth noting, right? So this has been passed. Do remember the same as well. Next, guys, now you have heard me saying that this is one of the most important topics if we talk about CLAT exam this year. Guys, Jammu and Kashmir delimitation panel. You all know that Jammu and Kashmir was a state of India, now is a union territory of India, and has been divided into two union territories, right? Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir. Now, obviously, the number of seats that were initially there has to change, right? Be it in for election purposes or whatever the reasons are, right? For obvious reasons, we all know. Now the Delimitation Commission on Jammu and Kashmir has signed its final order on redrawing all the assembly constituencies. How much is the geographical area that a particular constituency should have, and all these redrawings have been done keeping in mind the union territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Who is the head of this Delimitation Commission? This can be asked in our exam, so please write this down. The head is Ranjana Desai. Ranjana Desai is the head of the three-member Delimitation Commission on Jammu and Kashmir. The Delimitation Commission proposed increasing number of seats in the union territory kitni? From 83 to 90. This commission suggested to increase from 83 to 90 now. Right, out of 90, 43 seats will be from the Jammu region and 47 seats will be from the Kashmir region. Right, so this bifurcation also has to be written. Very good, absolutely correct. Very good, Ali. Satyam, Navya, absolutely correct. It is Ranjana Desai. Well done. All right. Next. Which country legalized crypto? We will be discussing here. Right, we will be talking about El Salvador, Bitcoin City, and all that here in this session. So, Shruti, bane rahiyega hamare saath. You will be, really benefiting out from this session, because lots of things we'll be covering here, all the important ones especially. All right, so let's go. Let's start off with the month of March now. March current affairs, here we go. Let's go. Let's start. The first one is this very important one. United States of America, European Union, UK have decided to eliminate 11 banks from Russia from SWIFT. Right? What exactly is SWIFT? SWIFT is basically a provider of international transactions. Right? So this is a huge setback for Russian banks. You can see here, Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. This is the full form. Please write this down. Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. This is what SWIFT stands for. Right? So you can see this basically comes after Visa, MasterCard, and all such other providers. Lots of providers basically banned transactions related to Russia in a bid to make sure that Russia's economy basically suffers because of its recent invasion of Ukraine. So that is why this was done. Right? So again, more than 5,000, please write this down as well, more than 5,500 sanctions are already have been made against Russia. More than 5,500. That means Russia is the most sanctioned country in the entire world. The most sanctioned country in the world is Russia. Right? All right, I can see lots of you watching us live here, more than 178, more than 180 now. Right, so quickly make sure all of you like the session. इतनी सारी चीजें बता रहे हैं यार. You have seen, the efforts, right? So फटाफट से recognize them and quickly hit the like button as well. All right, so let's go next. CIPRI, right? CIPRI, what is CIPRI? CIPRI is basically an organization that releases reports with respect to international arms transfer, right? So how much arms have been imported, exported, all the data is published by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, that is popularly known as CIPRI. So you can write here, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute has released its latest report titled Trends in International Arms Transfer. Now the title can also be asked. Please write this down as well. Sabse pehle, first thing to write is the full form. Please write the full form here. Right? CIPRI, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, released its report titled Trends in International Arms Transfer 2021. According to this, India, along with Saudi Arabia, is the world's largest arms importer. Largest arms importer. Right? So please write this down as well. Second thing, India is the largest arms importer. We are, basically spending lots of our money basically here, trying to import arms. Second, done. Third, largest arms exporter. Nobody comes near US when we talk about this. 39% of the global international arm transfers, USA benefits out of it. You can see here 39% arms are exported by US. It earns trillions and trillions of dollars through these defense deals, defense trades. So you can write this down as well. USA comes at the first position. India's share, can you guess what is the India share, or can you tell me what is India's share here? India's share here, out of this, right, 39% is the US's share, and India's share is a meager 0.2%. India's share in export is 0.2%. But having said that, we have definitely done lots of things which are now in demand. Say, for example, the BrahMos missile. We are, selling it as well. We've all heard about, Philippines buying it out. Apart from that, lots of basically indigenous missiles. Apart from the missiles, we've the cheapest gunshot locator in the world, the lightest jacket, bulletproof jacket, basically. All these things have been developed here in India, right? The cheapest gunshot locator is named as Parth. Right, so all this, India is developing. DRDO is also working towards the same, and let's hope this 0.2% increases significantly in the coming years. All right, next basically is the Karnataka High Court's verdict on the hijab ban. Now, a 3-judge bench of the Karnataka High Court gave its verdict on the petition related to, banning the headscarf or the hijab in Karnataka's educational institution. Basically, some students went to the High Court and complained, right? They filed a suit wherein they complained that it is basically their religious practice because of which they are supposed to wear this even in educational institutions. Now, this matter went to the High Court. High Court basically rejected all such petitions and said that wearing hijab is actually not a part of essential religious practice in Assam. So this is what the Karnataka High Court has said. Thus, the right to wear a hijab is not protected under the right to freedom of religion granted, or rather guaranteed, by Article 25, right? By Article 25 of the Constitution, right? So this has to be written as well. Right, guys? Done? Article 25 of the Constitution. Alright, let's move on. Next, Haryana anti-conversion bill. Very important this is as well. The Assembly of Haryana has passed the Haryana Prevention of Unlawful Conversion of Religious, you can see here, Bill 2022, Religion Bill. Now this basically, according to this bill, the aim is to prevent any form of religious conversion which is done without voluntarism, or we can say which is done through force, right? Without volunteering, right? If someone is being forced, coerced, right? In that case, basically, or is basically being converted through fraud. In that case, the bill states that such practices, such conversions will be nullified, right? If people are being lured in the guise of marriage as well, they should not be granted the whatever the mandatory authorities, basically IAS officer signature, etc. all these are required. So you will not get all these things, and your conversion will be nullified and will be considered as void. Right? So similar bills have also been passed in Uttar Pradesh as well as Himachal Pradesh. Right? So Haryana conversion bill also has to be remembered. Right? All right. Let's go next. February 2022, here we go. I can see we have touched 155 likes here. Let's take this number to 200 before we reach January. Let's go. So whosoever has not liked the session as of now, quickly do the same यार. Motivation हमें भी तो चाहिए. आप लोगों को तो मिल ही रहा है. चलिए. Next, here we go guys. Very important one. Ban on online gaming has been removed by Karnataka. Now the problem was when this basically legislation was passed by the Karnataka government. Karnataka government came up with a law. They basically amended, the Karnataka police, basically came up with a bill, and in this bill they basically came up with provisions where all forms of betting, etc., all these games were all banned, right? So basically, the apps which suffered majorly from this were apps like the Paytm first games, apart from it the MPL, etc., all these. So basically the Karnataka High Court was of the opinion that if we basically ban all these games and all the other things, Karnataka is a business hub, is a startup hub, right? All the entrepreneurs basically come here with a hope that we will basically be an entrepreneur here, because here in Karnataka there's a culture of promoting all these things. If Karnataka basically is the pioneer of destroying this budding industry, then this is a matter of utmost concern. So Karnataka Police Amendment Bill, the law includes all forms of betting or wagering as illegal except horse racing. Do you know horse racing is legal in India, but only up to rupees 500. 500. This again, guys, this is basically a law which was which is prevalent since the colonial times. So since the colonial times, this law is still here. Back in the day, 500 rupees was a huge amount, but today, right, there has been no amendment to this, and all sorts of wagering is banned except for horse racing up to 500 rupees. So basically, under this disguise, all the online games were actually banned. The ban basically was struck down by Karnataka High Court. Karnataka High Court basically said that online gaming companies hub is Karnataka, and if you do this, it is detrimental to basically the startup ecosystem that is blossoming there in Karnataka. Right? So do write this down as well. Alright guys, so I can see here the number of people watching us has crossed 200. Many congratulations to everyone. Okay? And make sure the number of likes also reach 200. Right? Alright, let's go now. Next, now guys, I'm sure all of you are aware, you must have studied this. If not, please pay attention here. Very important news this is, right? What is this news all about? Gender cap in orchestra bars has been struck down by Supreme Court. So Supreme Court basically recently took notice of a decision made by the government of Maharashtra. Government of Maharashtra said that basically you can see a placed limit of the number of female and male performer in the dance bars or the orchestra bars. Dance bars are actually known as orchestra bars. So orchestra bars to 4 each. Basically they said the dance bars should have 4 males and 4 females. This is what the government of Maharashtra's new law said, that every dance bar should have only 8 individuals, right? Only 8 individuals. So ये आपको याद रखना है. Only 8 individuals, Maharashtra said, and 4 male, 4 female. Supreme Court said, why restricting it to 4 females or 4 males? There should be no gender cap. How so many they want to have male performers, howsoever female performers, it is up to them. The government of Maharashtra should remove the gender cap. Right, so Supreme Court took notice of the same, and they basically overturned it and said yes, number of performers should be 8. Right, number of performers do not increase from 8, but the male and the female performers should be 4 each. Right, so this has to be remembered. Alright, next, orchestra performers are a common feature in which a license has to be procured, namely by whom. So you can see here the act which basically gives the license is also mentioned here on the bottom of your screen, right? Alright, So here we go. Now, let's move on. Please write this down as well. This happened in Maharashtra. What is the limit? The limit is 8. Alright, next issue is the Falkland Islands issue. Now, the Falkland Islands are also called as you can see here, Malvinas Islands or the Spanish Isles, basically, which are, you can see here, governed by the UK, right? Governed by UK, they are in control of United Kingdom. It is roughly 500 kilometers northeast of the South America's southernmost point and about the same distance east of Magellan Strait. Now the issue was that whether this belongs to UK or it belongs to Argentina. Now the issue basically was about these two countries clashing over the Falkland Island, because whosoever has the control of this Falkland Island basically will have huge strategic advantage as well, because they can dig out all the resources that are available in the nearby region, obviously marine aquatic life, all the benefits that they're getting from there as well. So this basically was with Argentina, say in the 14th century, 13th century. Then basically in the 17th century, British had control. Argentina and British always basically, the UK basically always fight it out about this issue, but this was basically a silent matter. This was with UK for a long period of time. Suddenly China comes out of the blue and says that we support Argentina's claim and we are with Argentina. This is their territory. And hearing this, listening to this, Argentina was also like, yes, ye to bilkul sahi hai, right? We are all together in this, and yes, let's have a legit claim on this, right? So this is the issue right now. So it's basically between Argentina and the UK, right? The Falkland Islands administration is also in charge of the British overseas territory of the South Sandwich Islands and the South Georgia as well. On East Falkland, Stanley is the capital. Please write this down. Stanley is the capital and largest town as well. Many scattered towns are there, and Royal Air Force basically of the UK is also present over there. Rishabh is saying, sir, we are with Messi. All right. Okay. So are the people from China as well. All right, let's go next. About Operation Ganga. Very, very, very important this is, right? Almost, I am so sure that this will come in the exam that I will write this here as a leaked question, right? This will be there as a gift from my side, right? ये लो जी, leaked question लिख दिया मैंने यहाँ पे. It is an evacuation mission to bring back Indians who were trapped in Ukraine once Russia basically invaded Ukraine. When Ukraine was under attack by Russia, Indian nationals was stuck there. They were basically more than 20,000 of them were stuck. So basically India basically led an operation basically to bring back all of them safely, and they took the help of neighboring countries which included Romania, Hungary, Poland and Slovakia, right? All these 4 countries were there. Now these 4 countries helped us, and India, in a first of its kind move, what we did was we sent our 4 union cabinet ministers to these 4 countries. We said that please go there, and each individual was sent to one country. Say for example, Puri ji was there, Sindhya ji was there, VK Singh was there, and Kiran Rijiju. All of them were there. Hardeep Singh Puri. All these basically are union cabinet ministers. They were sent to all these places, and they were told that once you go there, you are supposed to make sure that no diplomatic problems are faced by the people who are there, and their safe arrival here in India is absolutely mandatory. This evacuation basically started in the month of January and February. Basically this happened in the month of February. Basically when this happened, basically all the Indians who were stuck there were able to meet their relatives here in India. So yes, very important. Now what is important is this, here we go. Hardeep Singh Puri went to which country? Who among them went to Romania? Who among them went to Hungary? Who went to Poland? Who went to Slovakia? This is what is important, right? ये सब पता करना है आप सभी को. वीके सिंह बेटा हमारे यूनियन मिनिस्टर फॉर स्टेट फॉर एयर, ठीक है. तो ये पता करना है आपको सारे के सारे कौन से मिनिस्टर, which minister basically went to which country. This is what we are supposed to find out, right? I am sure all of you would be really confident about this, yes, and are aware of the answers as well. नहीं आया तो नहीं आया. श्रुति बोल रही है सर क्लैट में नहीं आया तो नहीं आया यार. हम तो यही कर सकते हैं ना, बेस्ट प्रिपेयर कर सकते हैं. बेस्ट प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं हम, राइट? चलिए सारे सबका बताना है आपको. गाइज व्हाट वील डू इज वील प्ले अ गेम. Okay, now I can see 204 people watching us live. Well done भाई. Congratulations everyone. 200 से ज्यादा लोग गए हैं हमारे. जल्दी से every one of you should hit the like button. We have to take number of likes. More than the people who are watching us live. इस नंबर पे लेके जाना है हमें. चलिए. So guys, people, this is your homework. You have to match this. Romania, Hungary, पोलैंड, स्लोवाकिया, चारों कंट्रीज को मैच करना है आपको इन चारों हमारे यूनियन मिनिस्टर्स के साथ, राइट? सो मैच देम. Which minister went to which country? You have to find this out and share it in the comments of the video. Comments, right? I basically will check the comments and we'll see how many of you will basically, how many of you will basically go and how many of you basically go and give the correct answer. In case you are not able to, which I'm sure you will, Hariom has already given the correct answer here, but if in case that is the case, I will definitely help you guys in the chat. All right, let's go. Refresh karo Ayush. Chaliye. All right, so here we go. January 2022 comes now, right? As we basically discussed, we took the target ki bhai, before we come to January, the number of likes should be more than 200. That is already the case. Now, before we move on to December, the likes should be more than 250, right? Chaliye. तो बढ़ते हैं आगे. All of you who haven't liked as of now, quickly do the same. The target is 250 now. All right, here we go. The LGBT. Now this is January 2022, guys. LGBT conversion therapy is a punishable offense banned by Canada. Now this is a international legal issue, right? So it becomes important for us. International socio-legal issue, basically very important. These are the kind of issues basically which are frequently asked in various exams. All right. So now, you know what is LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgenders. Basically, there is a conversion therapy which lots of countries basically do offer. Some countries basically make it a punishable offense as well, right? So here we go. You can see under the new law, anyone who seeks the subject, you can see here, who seeks to subject someone of any age with his consent or not to conversion, that I think you are a gay, I think you are a lesbian, I think you are a bisexual, I think, or transgender. So if you basically are counseling or trying to basically give a conversion therapy from the gender that they currently hold, in that case you will be imprisoned for up to 5 years. This is a practice which is going on in a lot of countries, and Canada has basically put a blanket ban on the same, right? With this ban on conversion therapy, this is a therapy which is being prevalent, right? So you can see here this Canada, yes, Q is also there. Q stands for queer. Queer basically who are not sure about their gender. Yes, Ali, बिल्कुल सही. Q भी होता है, but here LGBT conversion therapy was shared by the Canada government. All right, Canada joined a select list of countries that have discontinued the discredited. Discredited means which has no legal sanctions. A discredited treatment which claims which claims to be able to change a person's gender's identity or sexual orientation. So if you are someone who likes boys or someone who likes girls, basically through this therapy that could all change. So this basically has been banned in Canada, right? Clear hai? What's conversion therapy? Just what I just explained, right? When you basically have sexual orientation, the conversion is basically to change your sexual orientation or your preference through basically sessions, counseling, and that is what is the conversion therapy, right? All right, let's go next. Here we go. PM security breach, one of the most important topics from our exam. So you can see here, the Supreme Court of India has constituted a 5-member committee to probe the security breach during the Prime Minister's visit to Punjab. You all know when the Punjab elections were going on, the Congress was in power. During that time, when Prime Minister went over there, this is the duty of the respective police officials and the government concerned to make sure that the Prime Minister's entire route in which he or she is supposed to travel should be absolutely clean, and no intervention of any sort should be there, right? So the Supreme Court constituted a 5-member committee because of a breach that happened, right? What was the breach? The Prime Minister, when he was there, he was traveling with his contingent on basically a flyover. There were protesters waiting on one side of this flyover. Now, how did they come to know about the same? This is something which is absolutely super duper important, considering that 2 Prime Ministers of India have been assassinated, right? 2 Prime Ministers of India have been openly assassinated. We all are aware of them, right? Indira Gandhi ji and Rajiv Gandhi ji, right? Both of them basically passed away, right? While they were in office, right? One of them. Now, when they were in office, this happened. So it is very important for us that such a thing should never happen again. For this, after Rajiv Gandhi's assassination, what happened? A Special Protection Group, SPG, was created in the year 1988, right? SPG Act came in the year 1988. When this Act came in the year 1988, the Special Protection Group was created, where there were highly trained commandos who always wear, black shades, basically have a suit on them all the time. They have a briefcase which basically opens up and is basically acts like a shield, is a bulletproof, basically you can say protection, which is given to all these commandos. These commandos are always wearing these black shades, not because of style, but because they do not want that people should basically know that where basically they are looking, right? Where they are looking, they should basically, people should not get to know about it. So basically, this SPG was also there. And the state police is also responsible. The state police, the SPG, all these basically are involved here. Now, because of this breach, the state police was basically held responsible, and the committee is yet to determine as to what was the exact nature of the same. Because the Prime Minister also tweeted something which was, criticized by the, opposition as well. Right, so seeing this, lots of things happened. The committee was headed by whom? This committee to basically inspect the security breach. Who will be heading this committee? It will be headed by Justice Indu Malhotra. Please write this down. Justice Indu Malhotra will be heading this committee. Very, very important this is. Right, 5-star news, very important leak question again. Very important one this is. All right. Other members of the panel also include the IG of National Investigation Agency, Director General of Police of Chandigarh, Registrar General of Punjab and Haryana High Court, additional DGP of Punjab as well, right? So all these are also, the members who are going to inspect what were the reasons of the breach. How can this breach happen? And whosoever is responsible will and should be punished, of course. Right? All right, let's go. All right, guys, before I move on to this one, quickly, the number of likes I can see are close to 221. Yes, increase the number of likes. Fatapat se, make sure you we reach basically 250 before we turn on the month of December. All right, Supreme Court has said that daughters can inherit self-acquired properties of father in absence of a will. So self-acquired property means where you have paid the money and not your forefathers, right? आपके पुश्तैनी मकान नहीं है, पुश्तैनी जमीन नहीं. We are talking about the land or the territory which you have basically spent your money on and you have purchased the same, right? So daughters will have a right on this self-acquired property of fathers in absence of a will. If there is no will at all, they have a right to inherit these self-acquired properties, right? This is what the Supreme Court has said, that if a male Hindu dies, his daughter basically will have the rights to inherit the self-acquired properties. What do you mean by dying intestate? Dying intestate basically means dying without a will, dying without leaving a will. This is what is the meaning of dying intestate, right? So as per the court, if a property of a male Hindu dying intestate is a self-acquired property, or it has been, ये भी देखिएगा, or it has been obtained in partition of a co-parcenary or a family party, or from, you all know that there's lots of times if there is a property disputes in a family, there are partitions which are being done. So even in those partitions, basically they will get rights, right? It would devolve, you can see here, by inheritance and not by survivorship. The daughter would be entitled even for such property as well, right? So very important, even this is. The next one is about the Henley Passport Index. Now, the Henley Passport Index, we all know, is basically a ranking which tells us about how powerful your country's passport is, right? So it basically depends on how many countries you can travel across the globe without a visa, right? Without a visa, how many countries can you travel? So this basically keeps on changing year to year. India also improved slightly, marginally. There were two other countries who basically helped us, who said that yes, we also don't want visa from you. Please come directly, we'll give you on arrival visa as well. Say for example, you want to go to travel to Thailand, you don't need to have a visa prior, you can go there and apply for visa there and there, right? So that's an on arrival visa. So very good, lots of you have shared India's rank as 83, Afghanistan as last, very good, and Singapore and Japan as first. Well done, very happy looking at this. Good job guys. Yes, look, so the key highlights of the quarter 1 Henley Passport Index is that Japan and Singapore are joined at the top first, right? Top position rather, joint top position, the first position in the global Henley Passport Index 2022. Now, then Germany, South Korea at second. Nobody cares about second. Nobody cares about Finland, Italy, and Luxembourg as well, who are there at third place. Anyways, who is there at the 83rd is important for us because it is our own country. 83rd position pe hai ji, India. Please write this down. India's passport has improved its rankings and is now at the 83rd position. Earlier, it was there at the 90th rank last year. Now it is there at 83rd. Very important for us. Worst performer can be written. It is Afghanistan. Right? Worst performer is Afghanistan. Okay. So this is the quarter 1. Abhinav, don't be confused, beta. आपसे क्वेश्चन एग्जाम यही पूछेगा कि quarter 1 की क्या रैंकिंग्स है, right? So Q1 की जब पूछेंगे आपसे तो आपको यही लिखना है. 83 is the rank. Right, so no confusion here. All right, 83 is to be remembered. Yes, all right, let's go next. Okay, so here we go. Supreme Court से ये तो कर लिया हमने, आगे बढ़ते चलिए. Next, Corruption Perception Index 2021. Now, the Corruption Perception Index 2021 was released by whom? So this can also be asked. So please write this down. This is again a ranking where it shows how much corrupt practices are there in the country. Talking about governmental organizations, right? So you can see the CPI 2021 was released by whom? Transparency International. Released by Transparency International. ठीक है जी, Transparency International. चलिए, तो अब यहाँ पे out of 100 these points are basically awarded as to how corrupt the practices are in a country. These are some important key figures that are to be kept in mind. All right, no confusion, Satyam, do not be confused. Here we go. The top countries here are Denmark, Finland, New Zealand, all three getting a score of 88. ये first position है. ठीक है, these are all at first. इनका स्कोर है 100 में से 85 आया जी, बढ़िया स्कोर. And India's rank is 85 and our score is also not that impressive. It's merely a 40, right? So out of 180 countries, India's score is 85. Our score basically, our rank basically has decreased. Earlier it was at 80th position. In the year 2019, it has gone 5 spots up. This shows that other countries are doing good either, or India is doing not so good job here. So that is to be written as well. Done. India's rank 85. Top countries: Denmark, Finland, New Zealand. All right. So here we go. We are in the month of December now. December 2022. Now, whosoever basically has not liked the session as of now, अभी तक अगर आपने like नहीं किया तो वही गड़बड़ बात है. जल्दी से hit the like button. Now we have completed the 20. अब मैं 2022 लिख दिया यहाँ पे, 2021 कर दो इसको. ये तो आया ही नहीं अभी तक. ठीक है, 2021 कर देना इसको. चलिए ठीक है. All right, so December 2021. Here we go. Let's start. Okay, the first one. India joins G20's Troika. Very important this is. We all know how important this news is. G20, India is all set to take the presidency, right? So you can see India has joined the G20 Troika. Now what is the Troika? Basically it means that the presidencies, the current presidency, I'll write it down, the current, the past or the former, and the future, right? So the current, past, future, these presidencies together form a troika. These together form a troika. ठीक है जी? These form a troika. Now, basically, when we talk about a troika, the idea is that if a country is there as a president of G20, if whatever decisions they are making, whatever findings they have with them, these findings are to be used by other countries who are coming into taking over the presidency, right? If basically some country comes and has their own ways, we will just scrap this all off, we will do this, we will do that, we will do this, then other year some other country comes and do all sorts of other things, what will be the purpose of this group? Nothing at all, right? So to incline whatever the purposes are, they should be inclined, and one goal should be there in mind. This troika was created, right? Troika, as the name suggests, is a group of three, right? It's a group of three. So current, past, and future. So who's the current occupant here? So it is Indonesia, right? The current is Indonesia, the past is Italy, and the future president is India, right? So this has to be remembered. The next year what will happen? India will be the current one, Indonesia will be the past one, and some other country will be the future. The next year India will be the past, right? So इस तरह से चलता रहेगा, right? Alright, now as a troika member, India will obviously work together with Indonesia and Italy, right? And India will assume this presidency from which year? Very important here. Please write this down. India will assume from the 1st of December 2022. Please write this. India कब लेगी presidency? India will take this presidency on the 1st of December 2022. India will also host it for the first time in the year 2023. Right? We will be hosting it in the year 2023. All right. Next, Indonesia 1st December 2022. Okay, we'll take over the presidency, and in 2023 we'll be conducting the first ever G20 Leaders Summit in India. Whenever first लिखा हुआ आ जाता है, समझ जाओ, very important for us. So very important passage this is. Italy hosted the G20 summit in the year 2021, right? And this year it will be hosted by Indonesia. And next year's summit will be organized with overall theme, which is recover together, recover stronger. Please write this down as well. Recover together, recover stronger. Done? Chaliye. All right. Next. Here we go. Worldwide cost of living 2021 index. Now this basically is an index, is a ranking basically which is shared by the Economic Intelligence Unit, published by the Economic Intelligence Unit, EIU. Now this basically agency studied 173 cities across the globe, 173 cities, and basically based on how expensive or how cheap it is to live in these cities, how basic bread, butter, shelter, all these necessities are, analyzing all the details, they have these rankings with us now. Which is the most expensive city in the world? Earlier it was Paris, and now it is Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv is basically a city which is there in Israel. It's a city based in Israel. This is the most expensive city in the world, followed by Paris and Singapore. And according to this, the cheapest city is जल्दी से बताइए दोस्तों, cheapest city कौन सी है? The cheapest city, Damascus. Now in India, cheapest city of India, according to them, the cheapest city of India was Ahmedabad. They did not, अब आप ये मत कहना कि सर हमारी वाली ज्यादा सस्ती है अहमदाबाद से, तो they did not go and went to study all the cities in the entire world. They just took 173 cities, and based on their calculations, based on these cities, cheapest city of India was adjusted as Ahmedabad. Damascus is there in South Sudan. You can write Damascus, South Sudan, right? So that is to be remembered as well. So three things to remember: Tel Aviv, expensive city in the world; Damascus, South Sudan, cheapest city of India is Ahmedabad, right? So these three things are to be remembered. All right, let's go next. Catherine Russell has been appointed as the new head of Unicef. You all know Unicef's new head was recently appointed, so please write this down quickly. Catherine Russell, who was earlier an assistant to the US President Joe Biden, holds this position now. अरे मैंने सूडान बोल दिया गलती से, सीरिया है, सॉरी, सीरिया. Yes, Damascus, Syria. I'll correct it quickly. ठीक है, Damascus, चल, ठीक है भाई. All right, thank you for the spot. Well done, Samarth. Good job, Anushka, Samarth. Thank you. All right. बिल्कुल. इंडिया की एक्सपेंसिव सिटी, अरे नहीं, नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. ठीक है, उन्होंने कौन सा हमारे यहाँ पे सारी सिटीज का उन्होंने सर्वे लिया है, राइट? सो दैट इज नॉट टू बी रिमेम्बर, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट, राइट? चलिए, ऑलराइट, वैसे बेंगलोर होना चाहिए. चलिए, खैर, ऑलराइट, बढ़ते हैं आगे. नेक्स्ट, अफ्स्पा हैज बीन एक्सटेंडेड इन Nagaland. A very important one this is. बिल्कुल याद रखना है हमें. अफ्स्पा has been extended in Nagaland. Now this basically was an issue which was in news for a long period of time. What exactly is AFSPA? AFSPA basically is the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, right? So Armed Forces Special Powers Act gives what? This act basically gives lots of power to armed officers, right? So officers basically can have when disturbed area is declared, when AFSPA is declared in a particular area, what they can do is they can arrest anyone, they can search any premise without any warrant, they can shoot They can injure, they can even kill if required, right? So this is the sort of rights which are available if AFSPA is imposed. Just imagine, guys, AFSPA has been operational in Nagaland for decades, and recently it was asked whether there is a need for AFSPA to be extended, and the answer to this, we basically all of us got, was yes, right? So in some parts Nagaland is still, AFSPA is still imposed, right? So you do have to remember, AFSPA basically stands for what? AFSPA basically stands for Armed Forces Special Powers Act. ये S को ignore करना भाई, AFSPA, right? This is AFSPA. चलिए, ठीक है? So AFSPA is to be remembered. Done, guys? So AFSPA is again extended in Nagaland. Which states of India currently have AFSPA, right? कहाँ पे AFSPA लगा हुआ है, ये आपको बताना है in the chat, right? फटाफट से बताइएगा. चलिए, meanwhile you can see here Karnataka Protection of Right to Freedom of Religion Bill 2021 was passed. This bill provided for protection for right to freedom of religion as well as to prohibit unlawful conversion. Very important one this was, guys. इससे पहले हमने किस स्टेट का किया था, जल्दी से मुझे बताइए. Which state we discussed before this one? Quickly share the same. Lakshadweep crisis beta is basically of last year. Yes, you can read it once, but that's all, right? Not much importance this year, but then again, you know, we can definitely read it once now that you just mentioned it, right? Very good, well done. Arunachal Pradesh, parts of Jammu and Kashmir, well done, good job, guys. Absolutely correct. All right. हरियाणा, बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने. हरियाणा में ये सेम बिल जो था, इस तरह का बिल जो था वो पास किया था, बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने. All right. Now this bill basically gives right to freedom of religion as well prohibition of unlawful conversion from one religion to another by force, misrepresentation, coercion, undue influence, allurement, or by any such other fraudulent means. Again, the punishment is for 5 years and 25,000 is the punishment, fine basically. For violation of provisions with respect to minors, SC, ST and women, offenders will be imprisoned for 3 to 10 years and not less than a fine of rupees 50,000. As per the bill, if you can see here, accused will require to pay up to 5 lakh rupees as compensation to those who were made to convert. People who have been converted without their without their will, they'll basically be compensated up to a fine of 5 lakh rupees. Apart from this, you can see here, in cases of mass conversions, there is a provision of 3 to 10 year jail term along with a fine of rupees 1 lakh. 1 लाख रुपए का फाइन, उसके साथ 3 से 10 साल तक की जेल, मास कन्वर्जन की. It also directs the family courts to declare any such marriage that happened because of this conversion to be void. This is passed by Karnataka, right? So ये भी आपको याद रखना है, बिल्कुल. चलिए, डन है. Done? ठीक है. So if a marriage is done, if someone marries and then converts, or because of marriage converts, that marriage has to be void. In terms of the conversion is a result of either undue influence, force, fraud or misrepresentation or coercion. Right? चलिए. Done? सर इसका पीडीएफ मिलेगा क्या? नहीं बेटा, इसका पीडीएफ की तो जरूरत नहीं है आपको, इसका पीडीएफ नहीं है, बट इसकी आप पिक्चर्स जरूर ले सकते हैं. यू कैन ऑल फ्री टू टेक पिक्चर्स. दिस वीडियो विल बी अवेलेबल ऑन आवर YouTube चैनल एज वेल. तो जल्दी से इसको, अगर आपने सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया चैनल को, सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिएगा, और लाइक नहीं किया तो फटाफट से लाइक भी कर दो यार, ठीक है? जल्दी से हिट द लाइक बटन एज वेल. ऑलराइट. Election Laws Amendment Bill 2021. Now guys, when we talk about this was introduced in the Lok Sabha in December 2021. Very important topic. I'll discuss this in detail. The bill amends the Representation of the People Act 1950, also the People's Representation of the People Act 1951 to implement certain electoral reforms. The 1950 Act basically provides for allocation of seats, delimitation of constituencies, and qualification of voters, preparation of electoral rolls. Now, the main purpose behind this amendment was to link Aadhaar and electoral bill, right? The main purpose was, this was the main aim, right? To link Aadhaar as well as electoral bill. The 1950 Act basically provides that a person may apply to electoral registration officer for inclusion of their name in electoral roll of a constituency. What exactly is an electoral roll? Basically, if you want to go and cast a vote, let's say I am from Jodhpur, Rajasthan. I want to cast a vote for, let's say, Lok Sabha elections are going on. I want to cast my vote. I basically am registered in a constituency, let's say X. I'll go there. I'll basically, all the people who are there registered in the X constituency, the name will be there in a register. I just have to find my name according to my, whatever my numbers are. And then basically the person who's responsible will quickly take my signature, will basically say, whatever formalities are to be done, they'll be doing it, and then I'll go and I'll cast my vote, right? So this is what happens. Now basically people misuse this, right? They basically have their names registered at X, at Y, at Z, at A, B, C, and whatnot. So many places they get their name registered. So they basically, one person gets to vote for 5 or 6 times, and that is absolutely unjust and absolutely illegal as well. So to make sure that people should only vote once, the bill basically suggested that Aadhaar and electoral the electoral roll should be mixed, basically should be should come together. Aadhaar card, say for example, if is used, right? So basically there is one number which is registered. If a person basically is supposed to get, just example, supposed to get an OTP, when you go to your electoral roll, you'll get OTP, and that is only available once, right? So in that case, a person which has one Aadhaar card can only go and cast vote once in whichever constituency there. If they have 5 constituencies, does not matter. You have you will get your OTP only once. So basically this is a practice which was thought of while keeping this in mind, we have to link Aadhaar card with electoral bill. After verification, what happens is, if the officer is satisfied, they can basically add the applicant's name in the electoral roll. This bill basically wanted to, individuals, to make sure that every individual furnish Aadhaar card as well while casting their vote. So this was a big challenge. If their name already was there in the electoral roll, they'll be caught. Persons will not be denied inclusion of the electoral. Now this was the biggest criticism. Now सोचो आप, ये सुनने में तो अच्छा लग रहा है. This basically is it's a very good thought, but the problem was, the criticism is this. The criticism was this: a person will not be denied inclusion if they do not furnish, or they are unable to furnish their Aadhaar card. If they cannot show the Aadhaar card, they will not be they will not be made to not cast their vote, or they will not be sent away, right? उनको बोला जाएगा नहीं कुछ और फर्निश कर दो, फिर क्या फायदा, राइट? तो या तो आप मैंडेटरी कर दो. अब इसका रीजन भी है कि आधार भी मैंडेटरी नहीं किया हुआ अभी तक, राइट? उसको कोशिश की गई है कि हर जगह डाल दे, ताकि एक तरह से रिलेटिवली मतलब ऐसा हो जाए कि भाई करना ही है, आपको लेना ही है, बिकॉज बैंक अकाउंट्स एटसेट्रा एवरीवेयर यू नीड आधार, राइट? सो बट Aadhaar itself is not mandatory. How can you make it mandatory here while casting vote? So that was the biggest problem and challenge which came, right? So such person can furnish any other document as well. Now, gender neutral provisions. In this bill, there were gender neutral provisions which were also there. This is very important, guys. This electoral bill was very important. Who is the new chief election commissioner? Quickly share in the chat. Let's see how many of you are aware. Chaliye. Meanwhile, gender neutral scheme, basically when army officers are posted outside their constituency, they give their votes through postal ballots. So their wife basically initially, when women were not allowed to join armed forces, and they were not allowed to go to battle positions and all these places, so the word wife was written, that wife can also vote in similar way. This has to replace now, because now women can also join army and also be deployed at forward positions, right? This is what is the recent observation. Very good, Rajiv, Kumar. Well done. Absolutely correct, all of you. Very good job. All right. After this one, I'll have a quick rapid fire Q&A with all of you. We will see how many of you give the answers correct, as well how many of you are quickest to give the answers as well. Right? Chaliye. All right. So the word wife is all set to be replaced with spouse now, right? Also, the main features now we all know was first to reduce deduplication of electoral roll. People should not be registered in multiple places so that they cannot go and cast vote at multiple constituencies. Secondly, there are multiple qualifying dates now. Earlier, people basically, if they were 18 years of age in the on the 1st of January of the year of election, say for example, the election will be in the year 2024. If on the 1st January 2024 you are not 18, if on 10th January 2024 you are 18, you will not be able to cast vote, right? But with the new qualifying dates, what is the proposal? That you can see here, the electoral rolls will be open for people who just turn 18 on the first day of January, first day April, first day July, first day October. So 1st October, अगर आप basically जैसे for example, if on 10th January 2024 you are 18, you will be able to cast vote from the 1st of April. Because that will be the cutoff date. Then if your birthday is on 18th, let's say 18th May, you will be able to cast vote starting from 1st of July, because 1st July को आप 18 years आप अपना prove कर सकते हो. So qualifying dates 4 times in a year now. Earlier it was just once, now they are 4 times. So this is a welcome move, right, in the bill as well. ठीक है जी, चलिए. Now lots of things I have shared. Something which is a matter of concern, major concern with respect to this bill was as follows. Number one, Aadhaar itself was not mandatory. Secondly, there are no data protection laws in India. So if Aadhaar information is shared, it can be misused, which is almost a certainty. Privacy concern is there, right? Election Commission of India, if they get hands or access to the data, this data can basically, obviously it can leak as well. Not saying that people there at Election Commission of India are there to leak the data, but there is a possibility. The proposed linkage between Aadhaar and the election database will make data available at both places, ECI, that is the Election Commission of India, as well as the UIDAI, the Unique Identification Authority of India, and that could hamper the privacy of citizens. चलिए, तो अब दोस्तों टाइम आ चुका है नवंबर 2022 करने का. सॉरी, फिर से नवंबर 2022 ही लिख दिया है मैंने. तो जब भी मैं 2022 लिखूं समझ आना भाई 2021 है. तो 2021 नवंबर करूंगा मैं. ठीक है जी, ये 2021 है, नवंबर 2021. ठीक है, अब जब नवंबर 2021 कर रहे हैं, तो बिफोर आई मूव ऑन टू द अपॉइंटमेंट्स, लेट्स क्विकली हैव अ क्विज. देखते हैं सबसे पहले कौन जवाब देता है इन क्वेश्चंस का. सो क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, क्विकली शेयर हु इज द अटॉर्नी जनरल ऑफ इंडिया. क्विकली शेयर हु इज द अटॉर्नी जनरल ऑफ इंडिया. Let's see who gives the answers the quickest. Who is the person who answers me the first question? Chaliye, I'll ask 5 questions here. The first was Attorney General. Second question, चलिए पूछता हूं मैं फटाफट से. Very good. Anushka Singh has given me the correct answer, the quickest. Shivam has also given me the quickest answer, almost identical. Well done. It is KK Venugopal. Well done to both of you. Who is the CJI? Very easy questions to begin things. जल्दी से बताइए CJI कौन है? KK Venugopal सभी ने सही बताया. कोमल, आदर्श, निर्भय, पूनम, शर्वरी, दृष्टि, ताहा. Well done Vineet, everyone. Good job, good going. Sumit, well done. Who is the CJI? Meanwhile जल्दी से मुझे बताइएगा, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. And number of judges. स्ट्रेंथ कितनी है जी सुप्रीम कोर्ट की? सुप्रीम कोर्ट की टोटल स्ट्रेंथ, थर्ड क्वेश्चन है ये आपका, स्ट्रेंथ। एनवी रमना, मयूर, आरुषि, श्रद्धा, वेल डन, निर्भय, किंसा, अभिनव, कोमल, प्राची, पूनम, अभय, एबी, दीप, तुषार, well done, Mayank, Jagriti, absolutely correct, you guys are. CGI is NV Ramana, absolutely correct. नंबर ऑफ जजेस सुप्रीम कोर्ट टोटल 33। बोलने वालों पाप लगेगा आप लोगों को, गलत करते हो। 33 नहीं है, 33 प्लस 1 है, 35 भी नहीं है बेटा, इट इज 34। वेरी गुड तुषार, यस 34, दैट इज 33 जजेस प्लस 1 CJI, राइट, द चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया, 33 अदर जजेस। चलिए याद रखना है दोस्तों ये, ठीक है, डू रिमेंबर दिस, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। हु इज द डिफेंस मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया? द डिफेंस मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया, डिफेंस मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया, जल्दी से बताइए कौन है। एंड रिसेंटली, चलिए रिसेंटली अपॉइंटेड, मुझे बताइए आप, चलिए आर्मी चीफ बता दीजिए, सिंपल, चलिए सिंपल रखते हैं, आर्मी चीफ बता दीजिए, हु इज द आर्मी चीफ नेक्स्ट मंथ। और थोड़े से टफ क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे आपसे चलिए, डिफेंस मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया राजनाथ सिंह, वेल डन। शिवम ने सबसे पहले बताया अनुष्का के साथ, हर्ष, नवनीत, नव्या, अभिषेक, अभिनव, शिवांक, शर्वरी, यशस्वी, कोमल, शिखर, वेल डन अभिषेक, यस सचिन, एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट, राजनाथ सिंह। फिफ्थ क्वेश्चन, हु इज द आर्मी चीफ? वेरी गुड, मनोज पांडे, मनोज पांडे, कुछ लोग गलत बता रहे थे, हाँ पांडे जी बिल्कुल सही है, मनोज पांडे, नरवाने जी नहीं है जी, मनोज पांडे, ठीक है जी, मनोज पांडे याद रखिएगा, ठीक है जी, चेंज हो गए हैं, याद रखने में सारी चीजें, ठीक है। उसी तरह से अभी देखिए कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट अपॉइंटमेंट्स यहां पे भी, अरुण चावला जी डायरेक्टर जनरल ऑफ फिक्की, वाइस एडमिरल आर हरि कुमार अपॉइंटेड एज द न्यू चीफ ऑफ Naval Staff, SN Pradhan as the Chief of Narcotic Control Bureau. You all know why this was important, because of recently काफी बॉलीवुड में अगर हम देखें तो इन्वॉल्वमेंट था जी ड्रग्स का, दिस न्यूज वाज एवरीवेयर, दिस होल्ड्स इंपॉर्टेंस, एब्सोल्युटली सुपर डुपर इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस, बिल्कुल याद रखना है दोस्तों। आई कैन सी देयर आर 259 लाइक्स टू दिस वीडियो, वी हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट वी रीच ट्रिपल सेंचुरी टुडे इटसेल्फ, राइट, टुडे इटसेल्फ हमें रीच करना है जी, हमें फटाफट से जल्दी से 300 की संख्या पे हमें पहुंचाइए, आई एम श्योर आप पहुंचा सकते हैं, बिल्कुल जल्दी से 300। जिस किसी ने भी लाइक नहीं किया भाई फटाफट से लाइक कीजिएगा, वी हैव टू रीच 300 बिफोर वी रीच अक्टूबर। ऑलराइट, चलिए जी बढ़ते हैं आगे। चलिए मयूर पूछ रहे फिक्की क्या है बेटा, एग्जाम से कुछ दिन पहले, 4 दिन पहले आप फिक्की पूछ रहे हो तो गड़बड़ लग रही है मुझे बहुत मामला। यस, इट इज फेडरेशन ऑफ इंडियन चेंबर्स ऑफ कॉमर्स एंड इंडस्ट्री, तो ये पता होना चाहिए हमें दोस्त, ऐसे गड़बड़ नहीं करना है। हेडक्वार्टर इसका कहां पे है? हेडक्वार्टर है न्यू दिल्ली, ये याद होना चाहिए। चलिए बढ़ते हैं आगे, डरा मत भाई मुझे चलिए next, from the month of November guys, farm laws were repealed. This was the talk of the town for the last 2-3 years, we all know, especially 2020 to 2021, this was absolutely everywhere, super important. This was till the month of November, till the time it was repealed. We all know that the farmers were protesting in Delhi, and because of all the protests that happened, the farm laws were finally repealed. The repealed farm laws, the names of these farm laws you can see here. First was the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Act 2020. Now this basically, there was a dedicated session, right, which we conducted in the month of November, right, 2021 of course, ठीक है, तो वहां पे हमने ये डिस्कस किया था डिटेल में, तो डू चेक आउट द सेम एज वेल, right, do check out the same. This was repealed on the 19th of November, absolutely correct, very good Prashasti. So this was done there. Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act 2020, the second law which was there, it was also repealed, and the third law which was repealed, which the farmers called as the Black Act, Kala Kanun kaha tha isko, the Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020. Now these three farm laws which were passed, these were all taken back by the government, right? So very important this news was. All right. Hi everyone, welcome. People who've just joined us, please help us reach number of likes. We are all aiming to reach 300. This is the marathon session. It all began at 4 p.m. So you have to help us reach the number 300. It is 273. We are all waiting eagerly to reach 300. All right, let's go. Next. First Audit Divas, so very important for us guys. First Audit Divas celebrated on the 16th November. Now audit basically is, when we say audit, we all know it is basically related to the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So we are basically celebrating the historic origin of this position, that is the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, CAG. कौन है दोस्तों CAG? CAG of India is GC Murmu, right? GC Murmu is the current CAG of India. The first Audit Divas is observed on the 16th November. This is to mark the historic origin, as we discussed, of the institution of CAG, that is the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, right? So you can write this down. The contribution that the CAG has made to the governance, transparency and accountability over the past several years has been recognized, and this is to be remembered as well, right? जैसे हो जाए मुझे बताइएगा, is the 14th Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Who is the 14th? GC Murmu. GC Murmu इससे पहले क्या थे दोस्तों? आप सभी को पता है कौन थे? Who was GC Murmu before this? Yes, retirement age is 65 years. Absolutely correct. Who was GC Murmu before this? He was, yes, Lieutenant Governor LG of the newly found UT of Jammu and Kashmir. बिल्कुल ये आपको याद रखना है, ठीक है जी. चलिए, ऑल राइट, डन है. आएंगे प्रपंचू. चलिए, ऑल राइट, डन है. Yes, Article 148. Absolutely correct. Well done. Chaliye. All right, let's move on from here. Next, Global Drug Policy Index 2021. Now, guys, this ranking is basically released by Harm Reduction Consortium. According to this, what are the policies? What are the laws which are there across the globe? So हर country में कैसे laws हैं, how, in which country, how are the laws in all the countries with respect to drug, right? So drugs, we all know there are lots of banned substances which are being consumed by people across the globe. In all the countries almost we've heard that there are instances of drugs, right? So India basically has their own set of laws with respect to drug policies. Similarly, the other countries have their own laws. So this is basically the first time that this index has released its data. So for the first time this has happened, so obviously can come in the exam, right? So first time this has happened becomes very important for us, right? So please write this down. Chaliye, first time, do remember. Chaliye, all right. अब ये हमारे लिए जो है, इसमें सबसे पहले तो नॉर्वे, न्यूजीलैंड, पोर्चुगल, यूके, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, ये टॉप 5 पे है. सो फर्स्ट पोजीशन वेंट टू नॉर्वे, डू राइट इट. इंडिया इज रैंक्ड एट द 18th पोजीशन, राइट? सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, दिस इज 5 स्टार्स. चलिए, डन. तो याद रखिएगा इंडिया की रैंक भी याद रखिएगा. दिस वाज रिलीज इन द मंथ ऑफ नवंबर बेटा, फर्स्ट टाइम नवंबर 2021. Yeah. चलिए, the next is the OSOWOG initiative. OSOWOG initiative basically stands for One Sun, One World, One Grid. Now basically I've lost my small globe. पता नहीं इधर उधर कहीं रख दिया मैंने. ठीक है, खेलता रहता हूँ उसके साथ. So basically we all know how Earth revolves, right? So now when we talk about our planet, we know that half the planet basically faces the sun, half the planet is basically sleeping, thinking it's night. Of course it's night there, right? So when basically some part of our planet basically is exposed to the sun, we should basically be collecting solar energy. We should be collecting sunlight and we should be producing energy from the same as well. This is what is the OSOWOG initiative. One sun, one world, one grid. That means in the 24 hours round the clock, at some point on our planet, solar energy must be collected. This is what is the OSOWOG initiative. This initiative was launched by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Both of them together came up with the same and launched this OSOWOG initiative, which is the One Sun, One World, One Grid. Please write this down. Very important. At the COP Conference of Parties 26 climate meet in Glasgow, Scotland. Right. So very important. Lots of things happened in this meeting. We all have discussed this in length in the month of November as well. Modi ji, the Prime Minister of India, launched this initiative along with the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Right, so do remember this as well. The vision behind OSOWOG is the sun never sets. Please write this down as well. To be written, please write this. The sun never sets. The vision. The sun never sets. Chaliye, time for a quiz, a quick quiz. International Solar. Very good, very good. Yes, ISA, International Solar Alliance. Very good. Okay, let's go. Let's start. When we talk about International Solar Alliance, सबसे पहले the question is, when was it formed? The first question, when was it formed? Second, where formed? Where was it formed? अरे वापस से लिखना पड़ेगा. First, when. Second, where. Third, who is the Director General? Fourth, when. Very good. Lots of you are giving me correct answers here. Very good. 2015. But it was not formed. No, but it was not founded in the year. 2014 में नहीं, 2015 में हुआ. और दूसरी बात, it was not formed in Gurugram. It was formed in Paris. Director General. Very good. Is Ajay Mathur Satyam. Very good. Yes, it is Ajay Mathur. Well done. The headquarter कहाँ है दोस्तों? Headquarter is there at Gurugram. Absolutely correct. You guys are Gurugram headquarter. Absolutely correct. So these are some certain things that are not to be missed. I am sure we have discussed this numerous times now. I am sure you will definitely remember. All right. Let's go. 281 likes, guys. Jaldi se. We are very close to 300. Quickly make sure we reach 300. All right. Let's move on to October 2021 now. ठीक है जी. 2022 लिखा है मैंने सब जगह. 2021 कर देना उसको. चलिए. 2022 CLAT घूम रहे हैं दिमाग में, क्या करें. All right. So the first one, guys. Here we go. Supreme Court introduced faster system. Now, what exactly is the faster system? Right, Supreme Court of India has approved an electronic system named FASTER. Now, the FASTER basically stands for, it has an abbreviation, it stands for Fast and Secure Transmission of Electronic Records. Basically, when we talk about this, right, the FASTER system, this basically means Supreme Court की जब हम बात करते हैं, Supreme Court ने कोई भी verdict दिया, any court, let's say any court basically gives any verdict, it takes lots of time for official communication to reach to, let's say someone is arrested there in Tihar jail, it takes lots of time for documentation to reach from this to Tihar jail or the prison authorities. And then if a person is released now, probably 3 to 4 days later, the communication reaches and the person is released, which is absolutely waste of court's time, court's energy, court's resources, and the person's right as well. So to understand, the matter, Supreme Court basically took cognizance of the same, and Supreme Court has now come up with faster system, which is using technology to move faster, literally, right? So the faster system will basically, take the electronic communication into use, and it will basically use these technology basically to communicate between court decisions, court authorities, and the prison authorities. This was basically the judgment basically was given by Justice N.V. Ramana, Justice Nageshwar Rao, and Justice Suryakant. All instructed the state government, the union territories, and the prison department, all three, to come together and to make sure that all the prison authorities there in their particular area are the prison authorities and the government, respective government organizations also, they all come together and understand that this system is being implemented, and all of them are at equal footing. So this is to be remembered as well. All right, done. Chaliye. Next, India's first sports arbitration center is all set to be opened up in Gujarat. The Union Minister of Law and Justice Kiran Rijiju inaugurated the first sports arbitration center of India in Ahmedabad in Gujarat. Very important. What is arbitration? Arbitration basically is an example of ADR, that is the alternate dispute resolution. We all have seen Jolly LLB. We know that more than 1.5 crore cases are 4.5 crore cases are pending now, right? 4.5 crore zyada cases pending hai. So to make sure the burden of the judiciary is reduced, alternate dispute resolution mechanisms, which include acts like arbitration, mediation, negotiation, etc., are recognized by courts as well and encouraged by court as well. So the Law Minister of India, Kiran Rijiju, they basically inaugurated first ever sports arbitration center. So basically, if there is a issue with respect to any sport body and an athlete, recently, a table tennis sensation of India basically was in news. Why? Because she said that her coach asked her to underperform, and these serious allegations were there. Even then, the Table Tennis Federation of India did nothing. This was the accusation which was there. But then again, it was just it was addressed by the Table Tennis Federation of India much later, even after the Olympic events happened. And this was something which was complained before Olympics. So, understanding that there are lots of such issues, this arbitration center is set up in Gujarat, Ahmedabad, right? The name of the athlete is Manika Batra. Very good, Vivek Kashyap. Well done, buddy. Absolutely correct. The name of the TT player was Manika Batra. Absolutely correct. All right. Next, guys, is the PM Metroparks. Now, when we talk about Mitra basically here means Mega Integrated Textile Region and Apparel Parks. Right? The PM Metroparks, there are seven new PM Metroparks basically set up to boost our textile industry. India's textile industry was something to admire for the entire world. But when the Britishers came here, they destroyed our textile industry, made us basically, do nothing but, we were forced to do agriculture only, and our textile industry was almost completely destroyed by them. So in a move to revive it, right, the mega textile region and apparel parks are being constructed in India. 7 such parks are being created, and the vision is 5F. 5F vision. 5F. Do not forget this, guys, the 5F vision. What is the 5F vision? Very important. I am getting a gut feeling that this is also a leaked question. Very, very important this is. 7 stars here, I say. Right? Very important. The 5F formula consists of, you can see here, farm to fiber, fiber to factory, factory to fashion, and fashion to foreign. Basically, what we'll have to do is first grow cotton, of course, right? So पहले farm में grow किया, farm से फिर उसको fiber में convert किया, fiber factory में गए, factory से उसको फिर fashionable clothes बना दिए, fashionable clothes बना के now we are exporting it to foreign. So basically, starting from farm 1, fiber 2, factory 3, fashion 4, and foreign 5. Right? So 5F, you can see here, all the 5 F's are mentioned here. Number 1 is farm, number 2 is fiber, number 3 is factory, number 4 is fashion, and number 5 is foreign, of course. Right? So this is the 5F vision of the Prime Minister. As you can see, 4,445 crore rupees have been spent here in this initiative. All right, let's move on from here now. Next is the Indian Space Association basically has been launched. Right, so Indian Space Association is a private body basically that will help our our ISRO as well as the government for space and satellite companies in the country, right? So it will basically help us being an industry body and will be looking for profitability, right? It will look for profitability to mint money out of whatever the resources are, and also to fund initiatives which require money. Only the government's amount is not sufficient, of course, right? We all learned about Elon Musk, how he, based on his personal wealth, developed a reusable rocket which is now used by even NASA. NASA spent $1 billion acquiring the same. So very important this was, right? So Indian Space Association is something of similar sorts. ISPA, private industry body that will act as a premier industry body for space and satellite companies in the country. Founding members include Bharti Airtel, L&T, the group which is basically involved in lots of construction activities across the country, Nelco, the Tata group, OneWeb, Mappa India, and other such members as well. Then there are other core members which include Godrej, BAIL, Hughes India, etc. All these are core members. First chairman, very important, please write it down. Jayant Patil is the first chairman. Vice president is Rahul Vats, and director general is Lieutenant General A.K. Bhatt. Very important, again guys, a 5-star news, very important this is as well. Very important, please write it down. Super duper important with respect to our exams. Right guys, done? Alright, let's go now. Next, here we go. Alright, September 2021, 2022 लिखा हुआ है, इसको भी 2021 कर देते हैं भाई फटाफट से, कोई कंफ्यूजन ना रहे किसी को भी. ठीक है, चलिए. Alright, चलिए. Next, Ayush Minister Sarbanand Sonowal has launched the Why Break app. Why Break here basically means the yoga break. Why here means the yoga break, a mobile application basically is being developed by India. This exercise, this app is to provide working individuals, professionals, even students like you and even me, right? All of us basically, it will help us de-stress, refresh and refocus just by merely doing a 5-minute yoga exercise using this app. 5-minute yoga exercise we have to do and we are good to go here. So this is basically the name of this app, Why Break app. Why here means yoga break, right? So International Yoga Day is observed on which day? This can be asked. So 21st June is the answer. The theme for 2022 is Yoga for Humanity. This also has to be remembered, right? Yoga for Humanity is also to be remembered. This is the theme, this year's 2022 theme. Abhi recently announced hui hai, definitely worth remembering. Please write it down. Very important with respect to our exams, right? All right, let's go. Next, the Raman Magsaysay Award 2021. Yes, 21st June. बिल्कुल सही कहा काचा. Next आगे बढ़ते हैं. रमन मैग्सेसे अवार्ड की बात करते हैं 2021. तो देखिए, Muhammad Amjad Saqib is a recipient here, right, from Pakistan. He basically helped you can see here lots of families. Visionary founded one of the largest microfinance institution. Basically, you know that there are banks who finance people or businesses. Then there are some, you can see individuals who basically build their own company and do things on their own. This is what Amjad Saqib as well did. Firdausi Qadri, a Bangladeshi scientist, discovered vaccines to save millions of lives there in Bangladesh. You can see here Stephen Munsi or Munsi, right? You can see helped refugees. Watchdog is basically an Indonesian documentary. You can say a production house basically who creates documentaries of social issues there in Indonesia, which are not covered by any other media. Then there is Roberto Ballon, a fisherman from Philippines, who helped revive the aquatic life there in the region. Now, it is very easy for us to remember all these names. Just play around with the names, right? Roberto Ballon ko balloon karke yaad rakh lo. Watchdog, make it Watchdog. Stephen Munsi becomes Munshi for us. Firdausi Qadri, Firdeshi kar do. So basically play around with the names so that it becomes easy for us to remember the names for a long period of time. Yes, we can later apologize. Sorry, we basically played you with your names, but it was the need of the hour, right? So yes, very important for us. Do remember this. This is very important. The country is also important. Yes, Shraddha. Yes, the countries are to be remembered as well. From which country these people are. This is important, right? Chaliye. Next, India's first becomes very important, guys. How important this is, right? Another leaked question. Yeah, see, so many leaked questions I've shared with all of you. Leaked questions again. This is important for both all the law entrance exam, I must say, right? Very important. This is India's first emergency landing facility on a national highway has been constructed in Badmer, Rajasthan. Please write it down. Badmer, Rajasthan, the Satta Gandha stretch. This is basically prevalent in Europe, and this was something which was absent here in India. And now, with the construction, we can say that yes, it is now in India as well, and is definitely a proud thing for our Air Force as well. Because now, if in case whenever such thing happens where there is battle from all around, if the Air Force basically wants to land, anywhere except for the Air Force base, they can do so. They can do so in this stretch as well. Also, three basically emergency landing strips for helipads was also created there in Kundanpura, Singhania, and the Buxar villages in this project as well. So please write this as well. The names of the villages are also of great importance. Done, guys? All right. Okay, so number of likes I can see is 294. All right, guys, we are very close to take this number to 300. We have to reach 300 in any case whatsoever. Make sure people who haven't liked it already, you have to do it, guys. Quickly hit the like button. Make sure we reach the number 300 immediately. Quickly hit the like before we complete August 2021. All right, guys. So last month, 2021, we are at 297 likes. I can see on my screen. Let's take this number way beyond. Chaliye, let's go. Let's start. All right. So for the month of August, we can see the United Nations. You can see UNSC, the United Nations Security Council presidency was with India. So for the month of August, India was holding the presidency, and this was actually for the very first time. Yes, Pranav, this was very important, beta. Very important topic. This was India's first emergency landing facility, like you were asking. Absolutely correct. Okay, now we are here with the number of likes are in excess of 300. 304 is the number. Many congratulations to all of us here. Right? Chaliye. Alright, so India takes over UNSC presidency. India on the 1st August assumed the presidency of UNSC for the month of August and will organize key events in major areas of maritime security, peacekeeping, counterterrorism activities. In सब पे India was basically ahead. So India headed over this. Very important. It is the month which is just after our CLAT. So CLAT was in the month of July. The August, this important event happened. Has not been asked in any exam as of now. Can come in the exam. Very important because India's Prime Minister was the first Prime Minister ever from India to preside over a meeting of United Nations Security Council. There are 5 members of UNSC. What are the names of the 5 members? You are supposed to share in the comments of the video, right? चलिए, let's go. Let's see. देखते हैं क्या है खेल. चलिए. बिल्कुल 307 हो गए likes. बिल्कुल सही. चलिए, next. Assam has passed the Cattle Preservation Bill, right? So Assam Cattle Preservation Bill 2021 prohibits the sale as well as purchase of beef in areas inhabited by non-beef eating communities. Now this was a bill which was very controversial since it actually came. So you must definitely know about the same as well, right? So this bill basically, as you can see, states that people who are consuming beef in areas where the majority people are non-beef eating, in that case you will be punished as well, right? So it also prohibits the sale and purchase of beef within a radius of 5 kilometers from a temple or a satra. Satra basically is the Vaishnavite monastery, right? So monastery is कोई भी मंदिर या कोई भी इस तरह का जगह है जहां पे उसके 5 किलोमीटर के रेडियस पे 5 किलोमीटर रेडियस you cannot eat any such thing. Very good. China, US, UK, Russia, France. Absolutely the correct answers. Well done, everyone. Now, this bill will repeal the Assam Cattle Preservation Act 1950. It was passed with the aim to stop the slaughter, consumption, illegal transportation of cattle. So illegal transportation was done. People were involved in this illegal trade where the animals were killed here and they were exported to Bangladesh. So that has to stop is what is this bill actually stating. So very important one. We do have to remember this as well. All right. Next, here we go. A Khel Ratna Award has been renamed as a Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award. Earlier, this award was known as Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award. Now this award is known as Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award. It is the most prestigious sports award that there is, right? So do remember this. Very important. Very important. This is, do remember, ये आपको याद रखना ही रखना है. ठीक है जी? चलिए. और do you have to remember all the 12 names? The answer is yes. Do you have to remember all the sports which they are related to? The answer is yes again. So Neeraj Chopra, we all know him, the golden boy from the Tokyo Olympics, javelin throw, right? Tokyo Olympics is also very important, guys. We have discussed Tokyo Olympics on our YouTube channel. If you have missed out, please check out the same on our YouTube channel itself, right? So it is available. If you haven't subscribed already, do hit the subscribe button as well so that you don't miss out on anything, and you can also watch the previous videos as well. Similarly, Ravi Kumar Daya, wrestling, Lovlina, boxing, PR Srijesh, hockey, and then there are para athletes as well. Mithali Raj, who recently retired as well. Mithali Raj, the cricket legend. The only Mithali Raj is giving you 1 mark in the exam. Let me share this as well. Mithali Raj is giving you 1 mark in your exam for sure, right? Recently retired, only women cricketer to play 6 World Cups. Apart from her, only Sachin Tendulkar and Javed Miandar. Only these 2 cricketers have played 6 Cricket World Cups, and only 1 women cricketer has played, that is Mithali Raj. Javed Miandar, Sachin Tendulkar, Mithali Raj, 3 cricketers who have played 6 Cricket World Cups. Sunil Chhetri and Manpreet Singh are also there, who are recipients of the Khel Ratna Award. Alright guys, so lots of things we did today, and to end it all, I have a great news to share with all of you. Flat 20% off we are offering across all our online classroom programs. Guys, you can see here, you just have to use the code on unlock 20 and you can avail this offer which is available right now as we speak. All these things we have discussed, which obviously will be taught in much more detail when you come in the classes. If you are looking to prepare with us, right, CLAT 2023 course has been launched. It's a comprehensive combo course which basically prepares you for all law entrance exam. If you are someone who has yet to start their preparation, guys, this is the batch for you. Preparing for 2023, join us ASAP. How to join? Quickly call us on the number that is mentioned on the bottom of your screen. You can also reach us on the email ID that is shared here. support@byju'sexamprep.com. Guys, we'll be covering detailed examination analysis for CLAT exam. Also, section-wise analysis will be done on the D-Day. Make sure you do tune in on the D-Day after your exam. We'll be meeting for sure. Right, so guys, this is all that I have for you guys today. How did you like the session? ये मुझे बताना है, आपको कमेंट्स में बताना है. मैं वेट करूंगा आपके मैसेजेस का. कैसा लगा ये सेशन, कैसा लगा आपको ये, मैं इंतजार करूंगा आप सबका. थैंक यू एवरीवन, बड़ा मजा आया मुझे भी आप सबके साथ बात करके. All the very best from my side. I'll meet you again before we wind or before I leave you all for the exam. एक बार फिर से मिलूंगा मैं आपसे YouTube पे ही. तब तक के लिए आप लोग रखिए अपना ध्यान. Thank you. Hope this session really helped you. I can see lots of likes are here. This is absolutely crazy. 314 likes. बड़ा अच्छा लगा सबको मिलकर. अब मिलेंगे बहुत जल्द दूसरे सेशन में. पढ़ते रहिएगा, जो भी चीज हमने आज डिस्कस करी वो लिखते रहिएगा. एंड मेक श्योर व्हाट द होमवर्क दैट आई शेयर्ड you share with me in the comments of this video. The homework was you are supposed to share with me the names of all the ministers who participated in Operation Ganga and which country which minister went to. This is the homework. We'll be waiting for your answers. Thank you so much. Take care. Sayonara. मिलते हैं अगली क्लास में. Bye bye. Thank you.